Welcome to the Black AF1 Pod. I'm your host, Roy, and as always, my co-host.
Reina. Sorry, did you want me to say anything else? They already know me. I'm in my famous era now. In my famous era now. Welcome back, everybody. So glad you could join us again. I don't know why. I hate my voice. I don't know why any of you would want to listen to it, but apparently you are. Thank you so much, everybody who listened. Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you so much, everybody who listened to our first episode. We had so much amazing feedback. Like, you guys are way too nice, way too sweet. And
yeah, thank you so much, guys.
Like, there were people I've never spoken to in my DMs telling me I was funny, and I don't believe I'm funny. Like, I'm not funny, but
she knows she's funny.
I'm so glad you guys appreciate what we're doing here in our little endeavor. And yeah, we just appreciate you so much. And this is so exciting. F1 season is back, baby. And let's just say it came back with a lot of chaos.
Yeah.
Firstly,
we're definitely going to tease it out. We're going to cover the boring stuff first.
Firstly, let's talk about how that, I don't know what to call it, but no, that photo they did, that pretentious against war photo they did, Jesus. That turned out to be a super spreader event because Vettel has COVID.
Yep.
And even worse than that is why some of these drivers are telling us, yeah, I think we should race with COVID. Specifically, 2 drivers from a particular team, which just makes you wonder, like, did they already try this last year? Yeah. Did they already race with? It's giving suspicious. It's giving very much suspicious. And F1 would have let them get away with it because let the championship be decided on track. Anyways,
I didn't even think about that. Imagine Abu Dhabi happening and and Max had it. Goodness gracious. I feel like they would have
Chrissy and I were talking about that on the timeline. Like, Chrissy tweeted and I replied. I was like, it's probably happened. They would have definitely postponed the race. Like, if it came out that Max or Lewis, no, not Lewis, because they didn't want him to win. But if it came out that Max had COVID, they would be like, yeah, for the integrity of the sport, or whatever.
Exactly.
Those
we have to decide it on track. We can't decide it because of COVID. On track.
Oh God, the amount of times I heard on track last season was awful, bloody awful.
So, anyways, about this FIA report, do we even want to mention this?
Reports? I don't know what it was. For me, they were just passing back information that we already knew. Like, whatever recommendations they put, there were already changes they announced like weeks ago. So like, it made no sense to me.
I think the reason why they were trying not to release it wasn't because they were trying to hide what they were doing or what they found. They were just trying to hide the fact that they weren't doing.
They didn't do anything.
That's honestly what it was. They just like, crap, if we release this, they're going to see that we basically made them wait 4 months to see something we could have done in 2 weeks. And that's all it is.
Exactly. And I'm just like, why you waste my time? Why you waste everybody's time waiting for this stupid ass report? And instead of just like telling us, like, just admit you're useless. Like, there's no need for like all this shenanigans and drama. Anyways, that happened. So yeah, that was mad. Anyways, round 1 of 23.
Yeah. Move on to the Grand Prix now.
So yeah, what do you like? Maybe like describe the Bahrain Grand Prix in your opinion in a sentence.
In a sentence. Oh my goodness. In a sentence. What's a good sentence? I just had one and my brain farted. I will be editing this out, by the way.
Please don't.
No, in one sentence. Shoot, I really forgot. You give me one. I promise I have a sentence for you. I'm just
my one sentence review for the race. Boring until it wasn't.
That's pretty good.
Let me bring.
I have remembered. Is look at God. Look at God.
Look at God. Sentence, that's your sentence. My look at God.
Look at God.
Look at God. Wow. Not you involving God. Not you involving God in your tomfoolery.
Already
for long.
We were manifesting
for long.
We were manifesting this for so long, and
yeah, let's leave that till later. Let's talk about the teams and the drivers and how they did.
All right.
Let's talk about the teams and the drivers and how they did.
Are we gonna, let's start from the bottom up, or
let's start with the reverse championship order from last season.
Okay. So
Haas
is doing great.
Oh, Haas dropped their dead weight and they were like, we're back, y'all. Just like K-Mac came back with that early Haas energy. Like, I think Haas, like they have a fast car.
Incredible.
Like, we don't know like reliability and whatever yet because it's just been like one race weekend. And K-Mac did have issues at the end of quali, but Haas have a fast car in their hands.
And a fast driver.
Haas are third in the Constructors' Championship. Who would have thunk it?
Both drivers in the points. Both drivers
No. Actually, Mick didn't make it in the points because
he's not P10.
I told you this man would be exposed. He's 11th. I told you this man is 11th.
Wow.
So many people dropped out and this man is still not in the points. Let us discuss that. So many people went off this and this man is still, he allowed a rookie to body him into P10. He was in P11 and like,
oh, Joe, you're right. I was thinking of Alfa Romeo. Yes, you're right.
And he ended up like 10 seconds behind Joe or something like that by the end. Like, it was ridiculous. But yeah, no, Haas definitely, they're there for me. Like,
Haas is doing good. They did well.
Race day aside and everything that happened, they qualified. Like, qualifying wise, K-Mag was what, P6? P7. P7.
He was right behind Valtteri.
Yeah. P7, and he had a good start and everything. Like his race pace was good. Like, everything was solid for like K-Mag. And obviously that means it's in the car. Some people are just not good enough. I don't want to name names. I'm not trying to name names, but Mr. Nepotism.
I mean, now he has, I mean, the nice thing about it being K-Mag is A, we have somebody to gauge him over, but also B, he can actually learn from someone. I mean, sure, Vettel was giving him advice.
That doesn't count because he's not driving your car. So like, he can't give you that kind of feedback.
He's not there with you day to day.
That doesn't count. Yeah, no.
Back on the settings and all that.
Vettel was just obsessed with his daddy. No, you know that's what he was trying to do, like do up like surrogate uncle.
Yeah, exactly. Uncle Vettel. Uncle Seb.
It's very irritating. Like, how happy I was not to see him this weekend. Like, obviously, we don't want anybody.
He missed the photo, by the way.
We don't want anyone to. I know I saw. We don't want anyone to get COVID of calls. But it was pleasant not to see his balding head on my screen. That's all I'm gonna say.
So Haas did great.
Haas did great. Like, I'm super impressed. Like they stuck to their guns and they stuck to like, because even obviously it's not like K-Mac has fixed it. So like, even if it was still deadweight mass in the car, it would have been a good car, but obviously they might not have been able to achieve these kind of results. But it just shows you that like their dead weight time was good. Like, they were actually rebuilding. And you can say this for like another team on the grid, which is like on the higher end. Like, they've suffered the last couple of seasons, Ferrari, but like, it was worth it. They actually did something in that time. Yeah. You can't say that for a different team. Mr. Williams, what are you guys doing? What are you guys doing? What's happening? On.
In fact, segueing into Williams, I'm so confused. So lost.
Like, I was like, I had like, no, I could have bet money they wouldn't be down here. Like, I would have bet money. Yeah. Like, and I'm not like
big mad.
They were awful. And it doesn't help that their drivers are Albon and Latifi. So it's not like these people are gonna extract the most out of the car.
And all Albon did was beat two horrible McLarens. Let's not forget.
Yeah, like literally, it was literally, yeah, he beat the two McLarens, Latifi and Hulkenberg. And like, that's it. So like whatever, like he was getting bodied and embarrassed by like the other people ahead. No, like Stroll's ahead of him. So that's already embarrassing enough.
And the way Albon started that race, he looked so strong. And then all of a sudden he's at the back.
I just think it's maybe tire choices. Not everything is working for everybody. And like, it's going to take a while to adjust, but also he's not a good driver. So
yeah,
I mean, he beat
Latifi by what, 6 or 7 seconds. I mean, It's something, but again, it's Latifi.
And he out-qualified Latifi by like a couple good, like Latifi was embarrassing quality.
It was a embarrassing
in qualifying. Oh my god. This man, and also like all through practice, he had like Albon's number, and then he just
faded. He disappeared.
In qualifying,
he pulled a Danny Rick and disappeared. He left.
He was embarrassing in qualifying. It's still shocking. Oh Lord. Like, how can you be that bad as a driver? This is what, your third year in F1? Your third year?
He's supposed to be team lead, in fact.
Exactly. It's not there. You're so funny. Not team lead. That team has no leaders. Even Yos Capital is not the leader of that team. That team is just a mess. They should just go take them. They should just take it like. I wanted to make a joke, but maybe it's not appropriate.
There's no one there who I particularly like, so I find it hard to root for them. Like,
as a team,
I don't dislike them. It's just I don't like them.
As a team,
so
Williams is everything that's great about F1 and their history and stuff.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
But their current drivers are so unlikable that like. I'm so sorry, Cleo. I know I promised you I wouldn't slander Albon again, but
I was trying not to.
Cleo. So easy. He makes it so easy. This man, and like the timeline is recirculating that nonsense he said after Abu Dhabi. I'm not religious, but it's karma.
The timeline has been eating up karma.
The timeline has been eating up everybody tonight, and I'm here for this. By the way, guys, we're recording this right after the race, so our emotions are fresh, our thoughts are fresh, everything's still fresh in our minds.
The TL is still fresh.
The TL is still beefing, and I am here for it. I'm here for it.
Yeah, no. But all I've seen is nothing but karma on the timeline, and I'm glad.
I don't know what you. I don't know. Like, obviously, like in Nigeria and in West Africa, like when you finish high school, the exams you write, WAEC, they grade it on like an A1, B2, B3, C4, C5, C6, D7, E8, and F9. Williams, F9. This entire weekend is an F9. Wait.
I'm struggling to see where they're gonna continue to keep money coming in, because this was the time for them to because
this was it, innit? This was it, because like Haas, you know when they say, because like this is, now I'll talk about this later when I talk about Mercedes, but Haas was chatting shit about how this car, their last year's car, is going to be so bad, and they have backed it up. They have shown why that car was so bad. They have come out with a vengeance, and we don't know who's going to develop better throughout the year, but for the car they're bringing out for race one, they did that shit. They're backing it up, and I'm here for it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. They made the most gains based on where they are now.
Yes, definitely most gains. Transitioning to Alfa Romeo. VB, king of quali.
Yeah, quali king still.
VP does not know how to do a race start. VP and race starts. He's like the opposite of like, he did not even take that Alfa Romeo genes, because last year Raikkonen and Giovinazzi, king of race starts, they would be like 19th, 18th, and let's see, just see them 10th, 11th, and then as the race went by, obviously their car was crashed and they would go back down. But VP just dropped down 8 places just like that. Nobody's fighting with this man. 8 places.
After this, I'm gonna go back and rewatch his onboard. I need to see what happened.
How did it happen? Because he had all his fans yesterday trashing George. Like, I trashed George, but for different reasons, not because I'm Team VB or whatever. But VB had his fans up like, oh yes, do you see? And then just to shame them on lap 1. Kill on Chalet. He did not even give it half the race. Lap 1, he was just like, bye, homies.
Listen, I love VB, but I couldn't. I had to laugh at those
Team
memes.
VB.
I had to laugh at those memes because he disappeared.
Because like this reminded me so much of why I needed this man to leave Mercedes, because he would do this. He would do the work in qualifying, and then come race day, he'll be like,
Even in Brazil,
in
sprint qualifying, he held Max
even,
up, and then race day
the next
immediately.
he's just like, the door is open. The way he just opens the door for overtakes. Nah, Valtteri.
And
why?
I love him, guys. So we will slander him, but I love Valtteri.
As we will come back to that, like through circumstances, strategies, safety car, and all that, and like whatever he did was really working for him. Mm-hmm. He ended up P6.
Yeah, no, he did.
So, I mean,
you know what's funny?
He did what he had to do.
If we call the race start bad luck, maybe he had bad positioning. His good luck. Somehow he finally decided to have good luck and he made it back.
Honestly, so. I don't even know the chaos that happened at the end of that race, like how everything manifested. I don't know how he got to P6, but he got to P6. And kudos Valtteri. I'm happy for Alfa Romeo because I like Alfa Romeo is one of the few teams that I like both drivers. Like Joe, like you know my thoughts on Joe as a driver, but I'm here for people of color. Yep. And he impressed me. He did good. Like, P10. He impressed me. Like honestly. I'm not gonna say maybe he just had like maybe Formula 2 was just like I don't know because like he wasn't impressing me this much in qualifying. Maybe I hope he doesn't have Yuki Tsunoda's luck from last season where like he impressed in Bahrain and then like
amazing
the rest of the season was awful.
That was
Joe
bad.
has the 1 point, so he finished in the points. And yeah, like Alfa Romeo have a good car. Yo, that Ferrari engine, I don't know. What are they?
I don't know what they did. I don't know what they did. If it was just Ferrari doing well, then maybe we're having 2019 vibes. But all Ferrari teams.
Like okay, but that is the engine. It's the engine. Yeah. What are they feeding the FIA? Can you go and check for us? Can you give us the cheat? Please, me and my team, we also want the cheat. We want the cheat. We want the cheat code.
Yes, please.
We need as much help as we can get. Please, but no, Alfa Romeo's car popping.
No, it's a great one. So who's next? Is it
but also no, before we go, Alfa reliability wise, it's still looking shaky for me. Like Alpha. I don't know. It's still, like over like the practice sessions, they had a lot of reliability issues, which did not manifest in the race, but thank God. But over like, okay, so all the teams we've mentioned, bar Haas, had reliability issues in practice.
But it makes sense.
Haas also had, but Haas had in quali.
Even when I went back to watch the 2014 season, Mercedes was reliable a little bit longer than everyone else, but they did too eventually have their own issues. So with these new regs, I'm expecting everyone at some point. I'm just hoping one team has more than others.
I'm hoping one engine is worse than the race as shown today, but we'll get there. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. So AlphaTauri, well, good day for one. Oh, I feel so bad. Poor Pierre. It was so sad.
Yeah, that's true. It was actually.
Like, I'm not gonna lie, a lot of this race was very dry, so I am not actually sure where Pierre Gasly was running when he actually had his issues.
He was in the points, I think. I'm pretty sure he was in the points, but he was like maybe like P9. I feel like it was.
He was running in P8.
Yeah. Okay.
Apparently, yeah. So, which is ironically where Tsunoda ended up finishing the race. So go Yuki. But no, AlphaTauri, I think his car just blew up.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
Just blow up. Just caught on fire.
But it caught on fire.
It's the closest to their cars blowing up that we'll see.
Yeah. Are we sure? Maybe somebody's car who blow up.
Physical safety, but the engine, it's okay.
No, it's not just maybe somebody's car will blow up. Alonso. Maybe they'll be like, let me just retire.
Oh,
I'm not saying anything, but no. So yeah. But Yuki drove a really good race. I think there was the AlphaTauris and the Alfa Romeos were kind of around each other a lot today, and there was a lot of like overtaking and coming back, and Mick Schumacher as well with the Alpine.
Mick was in the fights.
They were all battling each other like a couple of times. So like this is how it ended, but I think they all had similar race pace today. Mm-hmm. Magnussen was ahead of them, which means the Haas is ahead, but Mick obviously is not as good. So they were all kind of fighting each other, Ocon and Alonso, and it was, but they weren't showing it. Honestly, Farm TV director needs help. needs a help because like they were never showing. They would show like replays, and I'm like, oh, it's already happened though. Like and the replay would come in like just as the overtake was about to happen, so you wouldn't see like the build up. It would just be like the car passed. It was just weird.
Yeah,
it was just weird.
They showed a lot of replays and too many
when
times.
Things were happening.
Exactly. And then even the segments of the replays, it's like, give us a little bit and just a little bit more here and a little bit less there. But I mean, we've seen last year and we know it can be worse.
Good job, Yuki. Like, I hope Yuki has a better season this year.
I do.
Like, I'm feeling optimistic, but the thing is, the AlphaTauri car does not look good. Can we talk about like the AlphaTauri car does not? Like, I feel like they should just they're just lucky that like there's 3 teams that are like fully in the mud, so they will constantly be in like I think that upper Q2 range. I don't see them consistently making Q3.
It's crazy just how they have the same engine as Red Bull, and their aero package has to be just so bad.
It's awful.
Because the engine isn't bad, obviously. Like aero alone cannot make you keep up with.
Or maybe Ferrari.
It's his. Actually.
No, but I'm seeing them like because I solidly see like the top 4 teams who are like gonna consistently be in Q3.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think like the AlphaTauri drivers.
It might even be 5. It might be 5.
No, it might be, but like I don't think the AlphaTauri drivers. Actually, yeah, but like from both, like so from Haas and Alfa Romeo, I see 1 driver each. So there's space for the other 2 drivers. So there's space for like because obviously Zhou is a rookie, so like I don't think he'll consistently be there. Or yeah. I think exactly. So I think there's space for like 2, and I think it's gonna be Ocon or Alonso already taking 1 because like they have that talent.
Yeah. Exactly.
So like there's nary a room. So AlphaTauri, I think they had their chances last year, but this year is not looking good.
That's why if Yuki had been more present last year, I mean, obviously we can't turn time, and he was a rookie, he was figuring his place, but that might have been their best time to really be far up that grid. And this year is going to be tough.
Their car was good.
Yeah, this year is going to be tough for them.
Moving on to Alpine. Ocon was showing Alonso levels.
Yes, Ocon was showing
Alonso levels. ST Bestie on the move.
Oh, yes.
ST Bestie on the move. Oh, it was so exciting.
After yesterday, I was nervous because Ocon is usually way better at the qualifying, and Alonso comes through usually on race pace. And that is not what happened this weekend, and it was great. And he put time on Alonso because obviously Yuki managed to come in there, so he put time on him.
ST Bestie was on the move because obviously in quali he didn't make it.
Nope.
He was like a 10th off Gasly. Yep. Gasly took him out. So like he was a 10th off Gasly. Alonso did make it. Alonso is this fucking speedy cunt. That's what he is.
Yeah.
But at least ST Bestie during the race though, showing that old man levels, pushing him into retirement.
One foot closer.
Into retirement.
1 foot closer. Yeah.
I'm here for it. No, but the Alpine, I don't have a good read on what their car is like. Do you?
I personally really do think the Alpha and the Haas are better because
for sure.
Because I as much as I hate Alonso, he is a good driver. And if the car is good, he will put it somewhere. And I don't think Ocon is an amazing driver, but he's a decent driver. Like he can do what he needs to do. And Bottas and Magnussen were easily ahead of both of them during the whole thing, right? On one lap and so I feel like in capable hands,
because even in quali, Magnussen was maybe like 3/10 ahead of Alonso.
Yeah. So I think it's gonna be a tough year for Alpine. I think what Alpine has over Haas and Alfa Romeo is that they have 2 drivers who are experienced and have just built up better racecraft over the years, right? Nick is still learning.
They have the drivers.
Exactly. Meg is still learning whether he is really that good or he's just learning. We'll see. And Joe is a rookie. So they just have the experience. And so they'll be able to do things that the other two drivers on the other side won't, right? Which is why, like, I have a pretty good feeling who will more often than not see in Q3, right? Right. Those will be the three teams who are shuffling. Haas, Alpine, and Alfa Romeo are the ones who are going to be shuffling drivers who make it into Q3 and who don't.
I see that. Like, for me, like, okay, so with the Williams car, I think they're underperforming. I think they're in a similar situation to Mercedes, where like their car has the potential to be good, but like nothing's working for them right now.
Yeah.
But with the Alpine, I don't even see that. I just see a slow car. Like, I just see it like a mid car. Like, I don't, do you get what I mean? Like, it's not like they're having obvious issues that like need to be, I don't know. It's I would say it's unfortunate, but I'm willing to sacrifice Ocon to have Alonso in the mud.
Absolutely. I'll sacrifice a season of his to get rid of Alonso easily.
You just, sorry.
Who's next?
Sorry,
Who's next?
but
Who's
no,
next?
sorry. Aston Martin.
Oh my
Can
goodness.
I just say I have never been more eager for Vettel to come back to the grid. Oi! I cannot wait to see Vettel fans crying daily, weekly, monthly. I want to drink the tears.
So are you safely not a Suis fan?
If you mention that thing in my presence, if you mention that nonsense, okay, let's just take a pause from race recap. Suis is the most inane social media invented thing, the most inane PR stunt I've ever seen in my life. Because if you are a Suis fan, you were clearly not watching F1 in 2017.
I was gonna say, I'm a Suis fan, then it's clear why I'm a Suis fan. I'm from BTS.
If you're a Suis fan, the media have brainwashed you.
Because
they have personality washed Sebastian Vettel into like this hero, this white champion, you know, who is famous and is using his good. They have basically taken personalities of Lewis, given it to him, even though what he's doing is basically just performative act. He's the definition of performative activism, because this man is out here going, I am shocked. Yes, that is what happened this week that I forgot about earlier. I am shocked. Maybe that's why he got COVID, karma. Oh. I am shocked. War in Ukraine because this is in Europe. Are you stupid? Do you not know your history, blood?
Yeah.
Europe is literally, Europe is synonymous to wars. Like, they are synonymous to wars. Like, you know,
the world wars happened where? Because of who?
The ignorance of white people continue to fascinate me, you know? The Soviet, like, that nonsense with the Cold War. Like, it continues to fascinate me because, like, even wars in the Middle East are as a direct result of white people. It's like a direct, literally, like the conflict in Afghanistan started because of Russia. Like, it's literally a direct line. Like, so I don't understand where people, and like people, his fans on the timeline were out there writing threads to like, maybe that's not what he meant. When you think about it from this angle, I'm like, no, okay, no, miss me with that bullshit.
Iran was a democracy before the US and Britain decided to invade because when they got their president wanted to take ownership of their own oil. They said, no, let's go start a coup. These are documents you can find. These are proven. These aren't conspiracies. These are things the CIA have released and yes, okay, here, we'll give you. So anytime anyone says, it's so sad that in these white countries that now we're having this and that,
which is obviously like the narrative that is being run by the media is like how it's so shocking and how it's so scary because it's so close to home. Yeah, fuck you. Anyways, besides that, going back.
Hold on. Before we get there, one thing, the reason why people need to understand, the reason why saying that is directly racist is because you are placing a different group of people as more violent and more war-torn and forgetting that their only reason why they have wars is because of your own country. And trying to say it is more sad when it happens here than versus there is ignoring the fact that it's the same people who are enacting war on other people. It is not because they are more warring. It is because you chose to other those people and then give them war. And that's it. And not understanding that makes what you're saying
to accept white refugees, and they're talking about how these are our brothers and sisters. It's not scary. These are not the scary type of refugees. What the fuck do you mean? So Vettel is a direct product of like thinking like this.
Yes.
Because this man is just out here. He's like, as far as I'm concerned, like he's no better than the rest of them, because Vettel polished up his personality when he stopped winning because he needed an angle for people to like about him. I remember 2017. I remember 2018. I remember when he was winning for Red Bull. Vettel was a cunt. A cunt.
No, but
so,
honestly,
like, I don't know.
anytime anything doesn't go
me,
Vettel's way, he gets you see
can
that.
see it. Me, that's what I'm saying. Me, you can.
Man will boldface lie to you.
Swat. Like me, you can see. That's why I cannot be a suicide. Like, okay, Vettel is cool, whatever. Like, okay, he's maybe changed, and that's fine. Like, if you want to like be his fan, that's cool. I'm not gonna anti. But for you to be like, please do not push this man together with my man. Please do not push. It is not the same. They have not been through the same experiences. They are not speaking from the same place. Their activism is not the same.
And understand,
like, it is
people,
just don't like, I am not Team Suez.
You can say one thing is you can say something racist and not be, and this is a little bit iffy, but I'll say it. You can say something racist and not be actively racist, right? So if we say what Seb said is racist, it does not mean that Seb is actively out here saying, I don't like black people, I don't like brown people.
He is just propagating racist
exactly.
views.
All of the racism he has not addressed inside of internalized.
And upholding white supremacy.
Exactly. And that is what we're trying to say. And you need to understand what he said is racist. If you don't understand that, it's because you yourself are harboring racism.
No, you don't want to understand, because I think, like, diverting back to F1, a problem with people on F1, especially F1 Twitter, is the inability to criticize the people they support. Like, they will jump through hoops. They will go on a whole ass fucking roller coaster ride just to try and defend I'm like, no, you can't. Please just say that I am a bad person and I am supporting. I just want to support a bad person.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to disassociate you from the person you're supporting when that person continues to uphold beliefs that are detrimental to my people. I am not going to. So don't try and explain to me or belittle. I'm not even going to listen to you, because as far as I'm concerned, like, you're white and like your opinion does not matter in this conversation.
Yeah. When it comes to racism and any sort of these things.
And like, let's not pretend how like, and like people are like, yeah, Vettel's out here fighting for gay rights, and that is so cool. Like, and kudos to him for that. Lewis is doing the same. Kudos to them for that. But so many of these drivers they're supporting on the grid are like promoting homophobic ideology with the kind of things that they say. Like, they're not saying, oh, I hate gay people, but they're saying it. Like, in the kind of things they're like, oh, that dress, that outfit, and all these conversations about Lewis and his fashion. Like, we know where it stems. It is rooted in homophobia. Like, we know that. Like, we're not stupid.
And in the same way, my opinion really actually doesn't matter when it comes to women and women's issues. If you're white, your opinion really and ultimately doesn't matter that much when it comes to matters of Black and racism. Like, I'm glad if you think correctly, great, awesome, be an ally, go confront the people who think incorrectly, but understand some things are just for those people to decide.
And while you're here, please, while you're listening to this, if you have not left, having ally in your bio is a red flag. So I'm just going to say that having ally in your bio is a red flag, because I don't think a white person should be calling themselves an ally when it comes to Black issues. Just no, please do not have ally in your bio. Okay, let's go back to
all right. Yeah, back to yes.
Aston Martin in the mud.
Aston Martin.
Lord. And it's not like they even have good drivers that can rescue this car.
No.
Because like Hulkenberg came dead last out of the people that crossed the finish line. A minute behind Leclerc. Oof. In what was it, 5 laps? There was only like 5 laps, yeah? If I'm not wrong.
He was 2 seconds behind Latifi as well. And that was after, exactly. That was after the safety car.
Exactly.
Did he get new tires? I don't remember.
I don't remember what happened with those people at that back. Lance Stroll finished in 12th, ahead of Albon. So you go, Lance. I'm here for you. I'm Team Lance. You know I'm Team Lance.
Yeah, and he had 7 seconds. He had 7 seconds on Albon too. So.
I'm tired of Nico Hulkenberg. Like, I'm tired of seeing this.
Yeah, I know you're not a fan of Hulkenberg at all.
It's not that I'm not a fan. Like, I don't have a problem with the man, but like, it's Abdul. bring in a different kind of substitute person. Like, he's not gonna get the podium. Like, let it go. Like, let it go.
Yeah, it's definitely not happening. Especially on the team he's a sub driver on. The whole grid would have to.
When he was in Renault,
he in that first. I'm just saying.
Because when he was in Renault, he was like substitute driver. He was no substitute driver. Sorry, he was best of the rest for like a good 2 seasons where he was like 7th. Yep. And if he did not get an accidental podium in one of those years, like he's not getting one now. Like, no, like just let him go. Everybody's like,
it's Drive to Survive, you know that, right? That has people in love with him because they did do a good job focusing on him and kind of his struggles, especially
what season?
Season 2, when Danny Rick was there.
I don't remember.
I came in just because of it. So I remember some of those storylines.
I don't think I watched Drive to Survive season 2.
Probably not. After season 1, you probably like, this is useless.
No, the thing is, I watched season 1 when season 2 came out because I didn't know about it. Like I think I started and it was really dry and I stopped when I found out they were gonna focus on Ricardo again. Anyways, moving on from
McLaren, right?
Sorry, who?
Is it McLaren?
Who? So were they in the race? Were they in the race? Sorry, I'm sorry. There is for F1, like Formula 1.
Listen, okay.
Formula 1 or Formula 2? I'm not sure.
Whoa. One? I just realized Ricardo beat Norris.
Dead ass. No way.
That's how much I forgot to even pay attention to them.
No, can we just talk about how like Norris and Ricardo were languishing in like 18th and 19th or something for like half the race. They were like switch places, you know, or like 18th and 20. Like they were like they'll switch up when like one pit they would be 20, and then they just kind of had Latifi in between them for like the majority of the race.
And this also 14th, karma? Is this karma?
Hi, this is bigger than karma. This is me. This is from my lips to God's ears. My lips to God's ears.
Who is bringing up God now in their shenanigans?
No, from my Allah said, baby girl, if I'm gonna grant one of your wishes, this is it. This is it, and this is the one. This is the one. Lord was like, no more smiling. Let me see him smile through this 23 race season. Let me see him try and smile through this 23 race season in that wheelbarrow.
I forgot to check for his interview. I need to go look for some.
At this race, as a pedestrian, he will finish the race before the car.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I mean, Ricardo beat Norris, but let's be honest, he does not deserve that. Ricardo was
no.
Terrible.
He was. I don't even know how he beat. Maybe Norris pit again. Maybe Norris had an extra pit stop.
Yeah, because
it has to be something like that.
Because I thought he was back. Was he back or was he gone? I couldn't tell.
I'm not sure which one he's on right now, because you know he changes up. He changes up. So I'm not sure if currently he's back or he's gone or he's on hiatus, retirement.
Yeah, I don't know where he
break
is.
Time, furlough. Oh, maybe he's been furloughed.
Furloughed?
You know, the panic.
So
furloughed.
Yeah, he still has a job.
What is his status? Has he been furloughed?
Do you know how long his contract is?
It deads up this year.
This year?
Oh, yeah, this year. They ain't renewing that.
He should have signed for a longer contract.
My joy that Norris is stuck in this car for the next till he grows out pubic hair, is the best thing ever. Because
6 years in a tractor, or 5, whatever it is.
You don't know. Since Lewis left McLaren have the ability to hire people that I just don't like. That I'm just not rooting for. Like, I cannot even root for their success. Like, since Lewis left, their only driver that I've liked is Stoffel. And that's saying something, because I ain't even fuck with Stoffel like that.
And that's before my time. I only know it because of my looking back.
Jensen, accidental champion.
Yeah, you don't like him.
Alonso, my biggest, my enemy, my biggest enemy. Who else came in? Sainz, racist.
Yeah.
Norris. It's just Norris Norris is the most annoying person in F1.
I don't
Like,
like
this
him.
is not an understatement. His whole personality is grating. It's like somebody's like, it's like his spider is crawling on me and I can't see it. His whole personality is just irritating. His dog is vile.
Vile. Goodness. I don't like him. Like I said, I've always said, people think he's just saying jokes, okay? You can always tell when somebody is joking.
He does that self-deprecating thing.
No, but you can tell.
Annoy other people. No, he does it in a very annoying way.
Yeah, but either way, you can always tell. It's his body language and the way he's looking. Sometimes he's actually making real self-deprecating humor or even just joking with other people. And other times you can tell he has a little glimmer in the way in which he's talking where he's actually telling you how he feels. Lando doesn't really like Lewis, okay? He knows he has to like Lewis, but he does not like Lewis. And I'm glad Lewis put him down to his place with the helmet thing. That's the other thing that happened this week. When he tried to say, thanks for
Lewis's new color scheme for the car is stunning. Chef's especially today under the lights. I can just imagine it you know how it's gonna look when it's gonna look so good in the rain. It's gonna look so good in them. You know, Mercedes always build cars that look gorgeous in the rain.
Yes.
Like their car can look like even last year's car that I hated because of those ugly AMG stickers.
Yes.
In the rain, I was still there just like, oh my God, you're so beautiful.
And then those medium tires too, it was like
Norris and Ricciardo don't like each other, and the PR team is forcing all this shenanigans and nonsense.
Yeah, because you don't see them,
and like making them comment on each other's posts. When you see them together, you know they hate each other, and like everybody, their fans and PR teams are just pushing this, and they're like
because they don't riff off each other. When it was Lando and Sainz, you could tell
the chemistry is not natural. Yeah. The chemistry is not natural.
Like just putting two funny people together
because obviously at the time, exactly. And also, Daniel Ricciardo was never funny. Let's just get that straight.
But even if we're doing that,
it was never funny.
Lando is a harshly sarcastic guy, and Daniel Ricciardo just goes for slapstick, like goofy humor. Like they're not the same. They're completely different. Anyway, the point is, McLaren is in the mud. Danny Rick is still missing. Somebody put an APB on him. Put him on a milk carton or something.
I told you, he on furlough. He on furlough.
I said put Daniel on a milk carton. and Lando the
milkman and pedestrian up to their usual antics. Also, can I just say how I have everybody calling Danny Rick a pedestrian? Like today on the timeline, there were so many tweets about me up and down. I was like, # my influence.
Hey, look, I told you, you're more powerful than you thought. What's that?
Roar.
Yes.
The roaring, what do they call them? Prancing horses? Is that their thing? Prancing horses.
Listen,
okay,
listen, the way we celebrated.
The
way we were happy when Charles beat Max as if Lewis won this race.
No, because I don't want Red Bull to know any success for the rest of their existence.
Forever.
So I'm here for like until we get our shit together. Charles and Sainz got it, but I need them to be switching up so that they don't get too far ahead of us before we get our car.
Because like your tweet said, we don't have a slow car. We just have a fast car with
issues. Someone quoted me saying that's still a slow car. I'm like, no, you're missing the point. Yes. You're missing the point. I am saying we have potential.
Yes.
We have potential to be beasts again, and it will happen. Okay, let's talk about Ferrari though. Let us give them their day in the light.
Yes, let's get
their car is amazing, their speed is amazing, their race pace is really good.
All of that.
Sainz out here embarrassing though.
I was surprised to see him struggling so much because he usually acclimates well. So maybe in his team jumps.
I think Leclerc is just really good.
No, I mean I agree. I rate Leclerc very, very, very
also
highly.
Can we talk about like how as Charles won, he automatically looked so much hotter, and I was just like, okay, I see you. Okay. I see you, Charles. I see you, Charlie. I see you, Charlie. Boy, let's pull up. Let's pull up. I can help you take away all that Monaco PTSD. Tie you up.
And it makes it so
give you a little sugar.
It makes it easy to root for him because of how much he actually likes Lewis. This is not even bringing Lewis up, but this is. I can genuinely like Charles. My only agenda is Lewis. So if you like Lewis, I like you. Simple.
And also, Charles just like, I don't want to be mean to say this. Like, he doesn't look like he ever thinks about anything. Like, for him, like, there's just nothing going on. He's just there, like, I just want to look pretty, play games, be on Twitch, be with my girl. Like, I feel like he just has no, like, that's just his, like, he's not trying to fight nobody. He never looks angry. Even when he is, he doesn't look angry. Yeah. Like, he just always looks like life is going good. I guess that's what happened when you grow up in Monaco. Maybe like, exactly. Maybe it's the side effect of just being
growing up that wealthy and in Monaco. I feel like no matter what happens,
I have no problems. I have no problems.
When
like, life
ends,
is just a vibe.
I will still be fine. I started fine, I'll end fine. Yeah, no. I mean, they did great. And also, even Sainz, yes, sure, he was missing in action.
No, he did good. He did good.
He did do well. He did do very well. And so.
And he bodied Perez. So
yeah, and again, we're gonna be talking about them soon. But like, even if we're just doing a head-to-head teammate comparison to teammate. He at least was in the fight. Lewis,
he was close. I knew, yeah.
When Lewis was behind him, Lewis didn't look like he would catch him. Whereas Perez was always looking like he was either losing Lewis or just getting ready to be overtaken. So Sainz did what he needed to do. So
yeah, no, he did good. And when the opportunity came, he was there. And that's what matters in F1. You just you gotta be there for the opportunity to come. And he was there.
And he's been the perfect type of ruthless in F1. Like, when he took his team changes, he didn't respect Red Bull because they're this and that. And I feel like his dad, I mean, it could be partly who he is, but also his dad probably like let him know early on, look, Formula One, this is a business. These people don't love you. If they're trying to hold you and talk about loyalty, this and that, it will end the moment you lose. And so he's always looked out for number one. And he's been lucky to make good decisions.
Obviously, I don't like him, but he's always made good decisions regarding moving.
Yep.
He left Toro at the right time.
Yep.
He moved to McLaren at the perfect time. And he got his opportunity. Like, I don't like the man, but he's made good team decisions, unlike his fellow Spaniard, who just seems to make the worst ones every single time. Okay, no, but I think Sainz has made good decisions in his career. Like, I'm not here for him as an individual or whatever, but he's all right. He's a good racing driver.
It's good that Charles is better.
Ferrari top in the constructors, top in the drivers.
Yep.
They did their thing.
They came through. Yeah, exactly. And like you said, we just need them to flip flop, because I have faith. I mean, best case scenario, it's going to take us a few weeks, if not months, to figure this out. So best case scenario, we can figure this out in the first quarter, not even the first third. We figure something out by
Spain.
Yeah, if we can figure this out in the first quarter, even the first third.
I think by Spain.
Yeah, because then we're back in the front.
It's Jeddah, Australia, Imola, and then Spain. Yeah, I think that's how it goes.
That's
or the other Imola, Australia, Spain. I don't know which one comes first, but I think Spain is the fifth race, and I think by Spain we would have gotten way better. I think we're gonna productively increase because we were better than we were in testing.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we were better Saturday than we were Friday. So like the gains are they're gaining, but it's tiny, but it's gaining. Like, yeah, okay, I guess transition into Mercedes, who finished P3 and P4. And Lewis did everything he had to do. He got the best position he could in qualifying, and he got the best position he could in the race. Russell did a good job in the race recovering the places he lost.
Yeah.
He did, or the places he didn't have in quali. But can we talk about qual?
But even still, if we ignore Q3, he was always, I think, 0.1 to 0.2 away from
his pace is there, by the way.
And I was going
to talk about Q3.
The only reason I say that, not to talk about how fast he is because as soon as our car is back to where it should be, I feel like we will be shooting right to the top. And if we're running at the top and George is only 0.1, 0.2 off Lewis, it should be 1-2s. And that will bring us back. And that's it.
Okay.
Because I'm convinced he's a better racer than Valtteri.
I think you're more optimistic than me in where the car is going to get.
Okay.
I don't think we're going to get to easy, comfortable 1-2s. I do think we're going to get to like where we can fight the Ferraris and the Red Bulls, like maybe equal on, because like, especially the Red Bulls, because I think the Ferraris are like 5 steps ahead. And I think the Red Bulls are like 3 steps ahead.
So my reason for that.
So, but like, I understand like you're like optimistic.
No, it's optimistic, but also, so remember there was some reporting before the season where they were saying Mercedes and Ferrari have figured something out for this new season, right? Do you remember that reporting? And so
I don't listen to preseason reporting.
I didn't look too deeply into it because again, it was too early. It could mean nothing.
No. I'm convinced they can be fast. Yes. I'm just not convinced they can get to easy 1-2s.
Maybe not easy, but I think
because I think they can get to a place where they're fighting, and then it's up to the drivers to make the most of it.
Yeah.
And when that happens, I still think Leclerc has an edge on Russell for now.
Fair enough.
I'm not saying it's going to last till the end of the season or whatever, but I think for now, if an opportunity came where like both cars were equal on pace, I don't think it would be like, and if Lewis was ahead, I think Shaw would be in between them.
I see. I think Charles and George are equal. Do I have anything to prove that? No. But I want it to be true because at least on one lap pace, I'm just gonna be honest with you.
I want it to be true.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Because it's hard to really say what George is.
I know exactly. And I
have
just feel
no
like
proof on it.
Charles has proved himself so much in F1. Like, I know you weren't watching F1 then, but what he did in the Sauber was so impressive. Like, he deserved to get that Ferrari seat. Like, it's one of those cases where I don't mind using the word deserved. He impressed in the Sauber and he deserved the step up after a year. And like, I don't know, I think Charles can be a dunce when it comes to racing sometimes. So I do think there will be times.
His biggest thing is consistency.
He's even consistent. I just think it's little moments. It's not even like a matter of like, because like Stroll's inconsistent. Stroll is someone you can call inconsistent.
But those mess ups will ruin his race completely. Stroll will like still be in the race, but just somewhere boo-boo. When Charles messes up, he's out of the race.
And so Charles mess ups are mainly like qualifying based. They're rarely race based as well.
Yeah,
it's mainly like qualifying and like pushing the limit and like just being like trying to like get the maximum out of the car and not knowing when you just have to give a little. Kind of like Max and Jeddah last year, just like being a bit too like heavy-handed on the car.
Yeah, or even Turkey 2020 when he lost it to Seb.
But I think George, yesterday's qualifying, he should have done better. And like, I laughed at him a lot yesterday. Like, I'm not.
He was an eager beaver.
Because I'm that kind of person. But for me, in my opinion, when you chat shit, you have to back it up. And he'd been chatting shit for so long. And his race was really impressive. But you can't let that be a thing. You can't give them an opportunity. You can't like, because what happens if like, for some stupid reason, obviously you're not Valtteri, so you were able to overtake, because if it was Valtteri, that was it, race you're in. Like, we knew Valtteri and being stuck behind cars is like his MO. So I guess in that case, this is better. But like, you have to have your shit on lock. No room for error in F1, like for everybody, not just you. So like, do better. But yeah, his race was really good. And yeah, Mercedes 3 and 4 is better than I could have hoped for, definitely at the beginning of this week. After testing, I did not see it coming. Maybe some people did, but like I was manifesting a podium, but like,
let's be honest. If you saw where we were after qualifying,
no, but there were a lot of people who were still like thinking up until like Saturday morning.
That's what I'm saying. After qualifying,
that we were sandbagging.
Yeah, but after qualifying. After qualifying, if you thought we were going to get a podium, you were just wishful thinking.
Okay, to be honest, I was hoping. To be honest,
yeah.
I was feeling more optimistic after qualifying than before, because after once it's race time, anything can happen.
During qualifying, were you thinking we were going to be on a podium, or even before qualifying? See, that's what I'm saying. You were a lot more realistic with your expectations. I already know it because we talked about this. You had the understanding that we were going to be off the pace.
I had the understanding that we were in the third best car.
Yes.
And the only reason I thought we could maybe be on like top 3, top 4 is if like Perez or Sainz made a mistake.
Yeah, things happen. Exactly.
Yeah, like that's why. So I knew there was a probability that we could be like 3rd or 4th if because Perez and Sainz are both not like the best qualifiers out there. So that's always, and like going forward, that's still a possibility. Like, they're not the best qualifiers out there. And if it's a bit closer, I know Lewis can like push it over the edge.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So going to like Jeddah, for example, like I know Lewis can find the maximum out of that car. So like, there's always a possibility that like he'll push it over the edge and be ahead of them. But I know that we're the third best car. And I knew that going into what I didn't anticipate were the type of cars that were going to be close to us. Because I feel like that was scary for me, was not that Mercedes was the third best car. It was that the Alfa Romeos and the Haas's were so close. And I'm like, are we so bad? But obviously I then saw that like the other teams that I was expecting to be close to us were in the mud, and I was like, okay, that makes a bit more sense.
They flip-flopped.
Because I when I saw the house of the Alfa Romeo like FP3, I was like, okay, where are we gonna be at this point? Because me and you were on the phone during FP3, and I was like, okay, if the Haas is like here, like, because I'm not gonna lie, a lot of people had faith in the Haas. I was not one of them. Kudos Sam Collins, who predicted Mick Schumacher to be on the podium. And I was just like, this man is useless. I was like, this man is foolish.
Yeah, when Sam Collins was saying that, I was like, when he said Haas is a team to look for, I was intrigued. I could trust him on that.
Anyways, ladies and gentlemen of Black AF1 Pod, members of our listening audience, I think that's the end of our race recap. Is that the end, Roy? Is there another team? I think there's a team called Oracle Red Bull Racing. And you know what? Clearly their Oracle was on vacation. Their Oracle is not the right one. They don't have, they need to go to Nigeria to find a new Oracle, because Lord, the Lord walks in, Abu guys said that saying, the Lord walks in mysterious ways. And the Lord's ways have come to fruition.
Proof you should always watch a race to the end.
I would like to quote a dignified driver of the grid, Alexander Albon. I am not religious, but what happened on the last lap is karma. Jehovah said, let me shine my light upon you. Let me take out all your enemies. This weekend, like compounding, like Aston Martin, Williams,
oh my gosh,
McLaren were already dead ass. And then this just happened. All my enemies are in the mud. I serve a one true living God. All my enemies are in the mud. You see that zero next to Red Bull Racing? It's the most beautiful zero I've ever seen in my life.
It's almost like he really is MV0. Oh my God. Raina is losing her mind, guys.
I really want to do those like traditional dancing. Oh, Lord. I serve a one true living God. You know, this man was complaining throughout the race. You know, he liked to do that. Even last year, like, something is wrong.
He's done it. Listen, they were playing it more now to give him an excuse for why he would. But this is what he does.
Like, he always used to do that last season. And then
there's always something wrong.
What's the name of that? His race engineer will now be like, copy Max. And then come back like, all is fine on our end, Max. All was really not fine today. All was not fine, because he came back and he was like, we don't see a reliability problem on our end. I was just there. At this point, yeah, once he started complaining, I was standing in front of my TV. Like, from the race restart, I was standing in front of my TV. And then I was just like, they want true living. Roy was texting me like, are you watching? I said, I'm already there. What did I say?
I said, can you please manifest the DNA?
Yeah, you see, I said, I'm already. I was standing in front of my TV. I was screaming. And the next thing, I just saw, Lewis went by. And then, Russell went by. And then it was just driving down. And then the radio call just came. Try and get it into the pit max.
I swear she's doing it. I wish you guys could see this.
And then we're like in P4, and I'm like, okay, I'm just there like, and at this point, like, Lewis is already so close. Like, that's how you know that Red Bull is fast, because Lewis, that's how you know, like, the porpoising is affecting the car, because if not, Lewis would have overtaken. I was just standing in front of the TV, I was like, and then they were showing Max in the pit, and I was like, I don't want to see this ugly man's face. Please take me back to where Lewis is trying to get B3.
Who cares what he's doing?
And I was just there like, Oh, Lord. And then I just saw the car sideways. Oh, Lord. And it gave me throwback to when Albon was in Red Bull, because he was always spinning and that car was always sideways.
Your mic.
I was just like, Lord, the car was just sideways, and I was like, it's Alex Albon. Then I remember Sergio Perez, and he was just on the radio, and he was so mad at Angie. And oh my God, Red Bull Racing 0 points. Lord. Perez. The Red Bull engines are in the mud. Sorry, no, the Red Bull engines are in the mud.
No, the engines are in the mud, but also
3 of 4. Apparently, no. Lewis and Thingy and Max and Perez's issue was like a fuel pump thing. Scarbs said, hearing that fuel system problems are now believed to be reason for the 2 Red Bull Racing.
What I'm saying about Perez is this: Max was pushing Leclerc. Leclerc sure was driving off, but at least when they had to fight, there was somewhere. Where is Perez? Why is Lewis managing to be this close to Perez in that Red Bull? I never want to hear.
Obviously, later on, like on the softs, especially. Yeah. I think obviously Mercedes realized they made a mistake on the hards, because that was when they lost so much time to everybody else. Like, because obviously Karine was like, what Mercedes should be worried about and what they should go into this week thinking is that 30-something second gap that was between. I'm like, yeah, because they were running hard tires and everybody else was running a second set of soft. What did you think was gonna happen? The hards and the softs is like a 2-second deficit per lap.
Lewis shouldn't have been that close. So I just don't want to hear how
Perez on the first stint, Lewis was definitely very close. The degradation on the Mercedes was very high, and that was when Lewis dropped back. But initially, Lewis was very close. And again, when they switched to softs for the last stint during the safety car, post-safety car stint, Lewis was close again. So
yeah. So Perez just ain't that guy.
Perez is a fraud.
He's just not that guy.
So anyways, that being that, how many drivers do we have on Fraud Watch at the end of this week? I think we should keep people on Fraud Watch and take them out when required. You say yours, and I will give you.
Perez.
We need to add anybody else.
Perez
you hate this man. By the way, can we talk about Roy? Like, you know how I have like my unreasonable hatred of certain people? Roy's is Perez.
Listen, I came from.
Although, if you want more reasons to hate, he's pro-life, so like.
There you go. Anyway. I came from Drive to Survive, okay, and I am Team Ocon. I love Ocon. I'm willing to sacrifice.
Is that why you don't like Perez?
Yes. I will never like him.
Because of his drama with Ocon?
I can't like him.
No
I can't like him. I refuse to like him. I can't like him. I'm Team Ocon.
I'm Team Ocon.
But also, he's a bum.
That was why you didn't like him.
That's why I don't like him. Me calling him a bum has nothing to do with me not liking him. But he just is. He proves he's not that. Mexico last year proved it. Why was Lewis next to him in Mexico? Max drove off into the sunset. Anyway, we have plenty of data points. Anyway, so Perez, obviously Ricardo. Can we put Lando on this? No, Lando can't be on this because the McLaren was just bad. So Lando can get a pass for this week. We'll
Ricardo,
see.
But not Lando.
Who else? Stroll.
Latifi.
Stroll and Latifi.
I think Stroll shouldn't be on Fraud Watch. That car was just so bad. Although no, Stroll should be on Fraud Watch for getting out qualified by Hulkenberg. Yeah. No, you're right. No, you're right. Okay, so I think it's Latifi, Ricardo,
Stroll,
Perez, and Stroll.
Yeah, you can't tell me Perez is on Fraud Watch after that race.
Yeah, that's your pick. That's your pick. For me, these are the 3, and Mick Schumacher is on my Fraud Watch list.
You see, I'm okay with that. I'm not putting him on Fraud Watch. I just think Kate.
I am putting him on Fraud Watch.
Okay, we have 4. Our 4th is different. Fair enough. How about that?
Okay, yeah. So we have 3 comments, and then so we have 5 people on Fraud Watch. Black AF1's Fraud Watch list, guys. You guys need to remind us. So tweet about this, so we know what's up. Because I'm gonna forget that we put people on Fraud Watch.
Yeah, let me put a note. Because
I don't re-listen to these podcasts. By the way, Roy does for like 7, 8, 9, 10 hours. This is why it takes long to get them out, because he does all the work while also having a job. It's fine, Roy. And I get so upset at him. Like last week, I wanted the episode to come out earlier, and then like I went into like a space, I think, and he was there socializing, and I'm like, and I was so quiet, and then he He's like, Raina, how come, I'm like, I'm trying not to fight because why are you here? I thought you said you were editing. Why are you here?
I wasn't even there that long, guys. I was there for 5 or 10 minutes.
Why are you here? But no, okay. So Roy, who's your star of the day?
My star of the day, Charles. Easy.
Okay, my star of the day, because just I'm trying to be different, is Magnussen.
Oh yeah, K-Mag too. But for me, Charles.
Just because like K-Mag's been away from F1 as well.
Yeah, true.
Since 2020. Like he's back after like 15 months off from F1 or something like that.
Yeah.
And also he didn't test this car the first week. He tested the second week.
Yeah, no, K-Mag was up.
Yeah, K-Mag is my star of the.
No, I just was reminding, I just wanted to talk about a really good movie he had. The Ferrari might be faster than the Red Bull, I don't know. But I think when the first dummy he sold, Max, when he locked up, he hugs
Max
it.
always gets those, Max always gets sold those dummies though.
He's so
because
thirsty.
Okay, no, because remember Brazil and how Lewis sold him the dummy. Yes. But also this maniac, clearly that car you're racing is fast. So if you overtake into turn 1, he's gonna get the DRS and overtake back into turn 4.
And he did
so why are you not just waiting until turn? He's so this man has no wheel-to-wheel knowledge at all. Zero wheel-to-wheel knowledge. And he knew like Leclerc was not there for his bullshit. So if he tried one of those nonsense situations, Leclerc would have been like, okay, let's two of us go into the wall. Like, let's go. We're both stupid. Like, we're both not normal. Let's go into the wall.
We're both stupid.
Let's go to the wall together. No,
Charles just hugged the outside. Max just took his late dive bomb, locked up. Charles just swimmingly just drove off into the sunset.
Dumbass. Who's your bum of the day?
I want to say Perez, but that I'd be lying. It's Daniel Rick.
Okay, we have the same. Because I cannot choose anything. Like, I think Latifi is like in the context. Latifi's on the podium, but Danny Rick's the bum of the day. That man was out there getting overtaken by Latifi. Like, that man was out there getting, okay, team of the week, Ferrari? No. Team of the week for you? Haas. I'm going to give it to Haas. Like, I know they only had one driver in the points, but I'm going to give it to Haas because, oh my God, I'm so happy for them.
All their
bad juju done gone. Right. The thing is, I still have beef with Haas, though. For keeping on a sexual abuser as a driver, like, and only letting him go when there were financial ramifications. Like, I'm still not over that, and I'm still not forgiving for like people are like, oh my God, they finally did. I'm like, okay, whatever, they did the right thing, but like, okay, I don't think
I did see a tweet. It was like Nikita and his dad sitting in Russia watching what their money did this year for Haas.
Like, so it's blood money.
Formula One is a blood sport, sadly.
I don't want to get into it anyways. I think that's it. Okay, predictions for next week. Quali and race.
What's next week's race?
Jeddah. So
Jeddah? Oh,
terror. Like, just side note, guys, before like you do your predictions, can we talk about, like, I don't know if any of you watch F2. If you don't, you need to go watch F2. F2 is the most chaotic thing in existence. Today's F2 race was when I say madness, I mean Nissany, who's this terrorist, got into an incident with Fittipaldi, which is like the Fittipaldi, his younger brother's in F2, and this other guy, Verschoor, who's like a Dutch driver who actually has sense. And then, so like there was a safety car. So like they started rushing into the pits. And then Dennis Hauger, who won F3 last year, he went into his pit box. They changed the tires. And as he was coming out of like his pit box, one tire flew off. Turns out they only put 3 tires right properly. And then just ahead of him, another driver came out of the pit box, turns out with only 3 tires, blocking the like fast lane of the pit lane. And then the other people that were already in the pit lane had to go around. It was the most mental thing ever. Bro, you need to start watching, even if it's like F2 races like that, because I know the timing's not good for you.
I could have watched it today.
Watching it on F1 TV, like, yeah, because you were up at like the crack of dawn. Yeah, but you should watch them like afterwards, because F2 races are always having drama. And my guy Teo won, so that shout out. But F2 is gonna be in Jeddah next week, and that is gonna be madness, and everybody needs to tune in. But no, your predictions for F1.
So quali P1, P2, P3. It'll probably be Charles, Max, Sainz.
Okay,
and
race.
Then race. likely the same thing, but then I'll probably put Perez, Lewis, George.
Okay, for me, quali is same as you, Leclerc, Max, Sainz, but I think race is gonna be Sainz, Lewis, Perez.
Wow, that's impressive.
I think a madness is gonna occur with those two up front.
I mean, it is a mad
madness. I think exactly. I think a madness is gonna occur with those two up front. In fact, let me take out Perez. I'm gonna say Sainz, Lewis, George.
Sainz, Lewis, George. Oh wow,
yeah,
that's bold.
I'm gonna say that. I don't know. Let's manifest it in it. Manifest.
I'm with that. I'm with that. Yeah. I'm so confident in mine, but I like yours. I like yours a lot more than mine.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for tuning in and for staying this long with me, rambling and cackling. Hopefully Roy fixes.
I have a lot of work to do, guys.
The audio of me because I was banging and cackling and hollering.
I'm pretty sure we went pretty long today, so I'm just gonna be trying to like chop it up. But it's all good.
Yeah. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today. As always, this is Black AF1 Pod.
Thanks, guys.
Follow us on all our socials. I'm gonna link those in the description of the podcast episode. As always, we're your hosts, Roy, Brayna. We love you guys. Bye, darlings.